Help us save a family of 10 from homelessness. You have no idea how much your support means to us. Your subscription would honestly change everything. Hitting that subscribe button isn't just a click, it's providing a decent life for them. Ever wondered what creature actually sparked all those legends about giant sea monsters? And what if I told you that a real-life sea beast, as long as a basketball court is wide, was roaming our oceans millions of years ago? This isn't just some made-up myth. It left behind actual evidence in the Earth's rocks, telling a wild story of survival in a lost deep-sea world. Get ready for a trip back to a time when our seas were home to giants you wouldn't believe. Let's kick off this journey with a question. Who exactly was Tusoteuthis, and why is it called the Kraken of the Cretaceous? Let's start by tackling our first question. Tusoteuthis was an extinct genus of massive marine mollusks that belonged to an ancient family of cephalopods. Now, even if the name doesn't ring a bell, scientists have actually known about its existence since the 19th century, specifically when its first fossils were unearthed in Kansas. But here's the kicker. Those early finds were super incomplete, which meant that for decades everyone was basically just guessing at its actual size and what it even looked like. The most common part of these fossils is a tough, internal structure that looks just like a long feather, known in the scientific world as a gladius or pen. This thing acted like a backbone to support its soft body, and in some specimens, this fossilized pen can reach over 2 meters in length. So if the pen itself was that long, just imagine how massive the entire creature actually was. Based on the length of that fossilized pen, scientists have estimated Tusoteuthis was anywhere from 6 to 11 meters long. To put that in perspective, we're talking about the size of a massive school bus. And it probably weighed over half a ton, making it one of the largest invertebrates to ever roam Earth's oceans, right up there with some of the giant squids we see today. But the biggest surprise came when scientists took a closer look at how this beast was actually built. Even though it looks a lot like the giant squid we know today, the structure of its inner parts, especially that pen, suggests it was actually more closely related to the ancestors of modern-day octopuses. This means Tusoteuthis is a super exciting link in the tree of marine life, basically blending traits from both squid and octopuses. Tusoteuthis lived during the late Cretaceous period, about 80 million years ago. Its home? Those warm, shallow inland seas that covered huge chunks of North America back then, stretching right across the middle of the continent and creating an absolute paradise for marine life. That massive biodiversity provided a never-ending buffet for this giant predator. Tusoteuthis was an incredibly active predator, relying on its long tentacles, which were loaded with powerful suckers to snag prey like small fish and crustaceans. It was equipped with a sharp, heavy-duty beak just like a parrot's, which it used to tear its catch into bite-sized pieces. That beak is actually one of the toughest parts of its body, which is exactly why it's managed to stay so well preserved in the fossil record. But even with its massive size, Tusoteuthis wasn't exactly sitting at the top of the food chain without any competition. Some fossils have been found with deep, gnarly bite marks on their pens, which proves they were actually prey for even bigger beasts. We're talking about massive marine reptiles like mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, plus those terrifying giant sharks that shared the oceans during that time. Scientists were actually able to pinpoint exactly who was doing the biting by studying the tooth marks on those fossils and matching them up with known marine reptiles. For example, some of the marks matched perfectly with the teeth of a mosasaur, a massive marine reptile that could hit up to 15 meters in length. This just proves that Tusoteuthis was part of a crazy complex food web, playing the role of both hunter and prey at the same time. A huge chunk of what we know today is all thanks to those incredible fossils found in Cretaceous rock formations across North America. Some of the most famous spots, like the Niobrara Formation in Wyoming and the Pierre Shale in Colorado, have kept these creatures preserved in such mind-blowing detail. But honestly, finding a complete skeleton is still super rare, which makes every single new discovery a total game-changer in the scientific world. One of the coolest breakthroughs in understanding this creature was when scientists stumbled upon fossils preserved in 3D, instead of being all flattened out like usual. This insane level of preservation allowed researchers to study the fine details of the pen's structure and the orientation of the tissues that used to surround it. Plus, digging into the chemical makeup of these fossils revealed all sorts of secrets about the water temperatures it lived in and what its diet was actually like. On top of that, scientists have been using advanced tech like CT scans to peek inside these fossils without even scratching them. These tools have let them see the inner structure of the pen and figure out exactly how it connected to the muscles and other organs in its body. These modern techniques have totally opened up a new window into understanding tiny anatomical details that were just impossible to see only a few decades ago. Scientists also compared Tusoteuthis to the giant squids still roaming our oceans today, like the colossal squid that lurks in the depths of the Southern Ocean. They found that Tusoteuthis had a much more streamlined body, which means it was definitely faster at swimming than its modern-day cousins. That extra speed was a major advantage, helping it dodge predators and hunt super efficiently out in the open water. Recent studies have shown that Tusoteuthis was rocking some seriously advanced sensory skills. Its eyes were huge compared to its head, giving it razor-sharp vision even in murky water. Plus, it had sensory cells all along its tentacles, letting it taste the water and pick up on prey, or predators, from a distance. That combo of super senses made it a total pro at hunting in such a challenging environment. As we wrap up our journey with the Kraken of the Cretaceous, Tusoteuthis stands as a total testament to how epic marine life was back in the day. Every single fossil tells a story of the grind for survival and adapting to a constantly changing world, and every new discovery just peels back another layer of this long-lost era. Who knows what other secrets are still tucked away in the rocks, just waiting for someone to uncover them and finally solve the mystery of these creatures that have been blowing scientists' minds for decades.